So, after the chaos of the pool stages, there's a slight respite before the storm of the quarter-finals. However, we're not in the business of taking a break, and so we immediately turn our attention to the 4 matches that take place this weekend. New Zealand play France, it's South Africa, Fiji and Argentina, Scotland. But we turn our attention initially to that first quarter-final in Marseille between England and Australia. It's a rematch of the 2003 World Cup final, and yet the evolution of these two sides over the past 4 years mean that the Wallabies come into it as the firm favourites. Despite this fact though, old rivalries still run strong.
We're looking for some revenge. 2003 was bloody painful. And
I know I was
we
there.
just keep away from giving Wilkinson penalties, and we're right. England just played 10-man rugby, we play 15.
To be honest, Australia have scored a lot of tries during the competition, but to be honest, they haven't really faced any opposition except for Wales. They have played teams that are not fantastic rugby playing nations, to be honest.
Yeah, look, I'll agree with that. Wales is the only tough game we've had. A lot of our play will evolve out of the centres, so we're looking for a big effort from Mortlock and Giddo out wide. I think that's where we've got the class, and providing the front row, Matt Dunning and the boys hold up, we should be pretty right. But with all rugby, it's in the forwards first 50-60 minutes, and then play the expansive 15-man game.
I think he's misjudged in his confidence there, seeing as Jason Robinson's now fit again and Johnny Wilkinson's got his kicking boots back on.
Okay, so what is your score?
I think England will win it by 6.
New Zealand-France is the second quarter-final, and to find out how that one's expected to go, we headed back down to Rugby Town on the Trocadero to speak to All Black James Ryan and the former French international captain Daniel Herrero.
Well, I know, being in the team, having played France, that no matter how we've gone against them in the past, we know that when we come up against them on a certain day, they could play awesome or they could play poor. And you know that going into this quarter-final, they could pull a performance out of the bag. So I think it'll just make the All Blacks preparation that much more meticulous, and they'll be a lot more thorough and won't leave anything to chance. They'll be primed for this game, I'm sure.
Both teams have been announced. Any surprises for you in either lineup?
Well, I guess for the All Blacks, surprise probably isn't the right word, but Chris Jack will probably count himself a bit. He'll be a bit disappointed, but Robbo, Keith Robinson's a class act, and he's the guy. I mean, I remember at the start of the tournament, I said it'll be interesting when all these guys are fit to see who's actually picked, because this is the first time the coaches have had all 3 locks to pick. So yeah, that's a surprise, I guess. I guess Muliaina is maybe a little bit of a surprise, but he's a class player, and he'll go straight in there. He's played the centre before, and it's definitely not like the Leon McDonald of the last World Cup. He's played there in the past. Conrad Smith might be a little bit disappointed, but I spoke to Conrad and he said it's just such a tough team to make. You know, it's just you can't get too disappointed about it. It's just a really tough team to make.
I don't think France will be able to renew their performance back in '99. Yeah. I think we have, let's say, 1 chance out of 10 to win that game.
So the All Blacks come into this tie as the overwhelming favourites, but with the French, well, you never know. Public opinion here in Paris has been one of total ambivalence about the tie so far. They're just hoping that their team don't play like a bunch of chickens. South Africa-Fiji on paper is the biggest mismatch, and few expect the South Sea Islanders to reproduce the shock result they scored against Wales when they play the Springboks, and that includes James Ryan.
Oh, I don't really think so, but hey, you never know. I think South Africa will just completely muscle up on the forwards, if that's a term. I think they'll just shut the Fijians out, use the boot. First 5 will just dominate the game, and I think it might take till the 60th, 70th minute, but they'll just squeeze the Fijians out, I think. The Fijians will have to score early if they want to have a shot. Which leaves us with Argentina-Scotland, and even the staunchest of supporters of the only Celtic nation left in the competition are being very realistic about the tie.
On paper, Argentina shouldn't lose this game. They're by far the better team. We go for their 15 players against our 15 players, but you never know. If we play to our maximum ability and they have an off day, I think Scotland has a chance, but realistically Argentina should win the game.
I can't see Scotland getting on top of the Argies. I think they've been playing outstanding footy, and I actually think if they do get through, they've got a chance of pushing the South Africans, because they actually play a very forward-dominated game, and the South Africans won't be able to push them around up front, I don't think, as much as they can do other sides. So I would expect the Argies to run away with the game against Scotland, and you know, going into the South African game pretty confident.
So the next time we meet, it looks as though those in the know expect it to be an all-Southern Hemisphere affair in the semi-finals. We will, of course, bring you updates on all of the action that takes place this weekend. All that remains to be said is bonne chance to all the perdants. That's underdog in French. We'll see you next time.